Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another unboxing. This time we're going to be unboxing another one of the figures from the Indiana Jones Adventure series. This time we're going to be unboxing Major Arnold Toht. I think it's pronounced Toht. I could be wrong. If I am, just let me know in the box below. Of course, portrayed by the actor Ronald Lacey. We all know the scene in the bar at the beginning when he comes for the headpiece from Marion, and of course he burns his hand. It burns into the palm of his hands, and he does the iconic scream, you know, which sets up his introduction into the film. And of course the end of the movie, the iconic face melting scene, which was absolutely brilliant special effect for the time it was done. You know, recently watched a video on actually how they did that. You should definitely check it out on YouTube. It shows you how to do that if you're interested in that sort of thing. I thought it was quite good. It was a brilliant effect, absolutely brilliant effect. But of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the best in the franchise, you know, and it has my favourite all-time prop in it. That is the headpiece to the Staff of Ra, and we're going to be doing another unboxing for another headpiece to the Staff of Ra in a future video, because I think as a collector, there's always that one piece that you always wanted and then you get, and it's like the best thing. But the problem is with wanting that piece and that being your favorite piece is there'll be another one out there that's better, and you're going to be drawn to getting that as well. So one of the sad things about being a collector is you never stop collecting. So I have two headpieces already. The one I'm getting that should be coming really soon, which we'll do the unboxing of, is slightly different, so I'm kind of really looking forward to getting that. I'm hoping it's going to be as good as the pictures, but we'll see. But we're not here to talk about the headpiece to the Staff of Ra today. We're here to do an unboxing of Major Arnold Toht. So he's the second figure I've got out of the Adventure series line. Of course, I did a previous video on the Grail Knight, and unfortunately he wasn't as cheap as the Grail Knight, but I really liked his character, so I had to have him, and I'm really hoping he's gonna be as good as the Grail Knight was. So without further ado, let's unbox him and see what we've got. So the last one, it had the last one was the Grail Knight, as I said, and it had all these different little Grail features in it. So I'm expecting he has a lot of features as well, and actually it says build the artifact, which is the Ark, which I'm thinking there's only going to be certain pieces in here, because this line are going to want you to buy the whole line, and I think each figure will probably have a different piece of this Ark artifact, which is it's a good selling strategy, but it's a bit of a swizz as well. But you know what, it's a way of getting you to buy the whole line, I suppose. So, you know, but let's get into this and open him up and see what he's like. He'd look really good on my display if he's really as good as the Grail Knight. I could have him positioned near the headpiece maybe. That would be a good sort of thing. And it's not opening as well as the Grail Knight was. Oh, we're in it. So we're going to drag him out. And what we'll do, like we did with the Grail Knight, is we'll do some much closer up video camera angles so you can get a deep look at Major Toht. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I don't know. What can you do? So, the first bag we've got looks like a piece of the Ark, to be honest. So, what we're going to do, we'll open up the first bag and see what we've got. We've got a hat his hat there. Actually, I thought it was Indiana Jones's hat at first glance, but and what looks like the side of, or a side of, the Ark of the Covenant. Oh, you get two sides actually. You get this side as well, which you get two sides, which is a bit annoying. You don't get the whole thing, but now I feel like I have to buy the others if I want the Ark. But yeah, we'll see. Ooh, you get two heads, obviously, because there's one there. You can see him in the camera. His melting face. We'll get a close-up of that in a little while so you can see better. And of course, oh, that's interesting. The hand that we talked about earlier where he burns his hand. You get that. We'll get close-up video of that and what looks like a Luger pistol. Yeah, so yeah, he's got some stuff. Oh, I've just dropped him. Now this is the actual figure itself. As we know in the last video, I thought the first package was the figure, but it wasn't. It was his accessories. Now this is the figure itself. Probably can't get. We'll get a close-up picture of him soon. This is obviously based on the actor Ronald Lacey, and I'm assuming one of his hands comes off, and you get his overcoat as well. So I assume that just slides on him like this. Yeah, just slides on him, so it sort of rests on his shoulders. Of course, in the movie, one of my favourite scenes with him in is when he comes into Marion in the tent and he pulls out this like folding pole and it looks like a torture instrument, and of course it unfolds into a coat hanger and he puts his coat on it, and that was sort of a bit of a tease of the screen there. So yeah, he stands up, which is a good thing. Or does he? He doesn't stand up easy, but what we'll do now, I think, is we'll go and take some close-up footage so you can actually get a closer look at the actual figure itself. Now here is a closer up view of the figure itself of Major Toht. Now it's actually got a quite good sculpt, actually, really snazzy way they've done his suit there. So yeah, he looks really good. He's got the glasses, of course. He had the glasses in the movie. I think that was to make him look sort of more sinister in a way, and it definitely worked. And of course you get this little hat that we'll put on him here. Let's see how good. Oh, his head's a bit wobbly. But yeah, that's pretty good sculpt of him, really. Especially for a Hasbro range, you know, I think they do pretty well on some of the figures. As I said in the previous video, some of the figures are pretty good. The Marion one's really good. The Indiana Jones one's really disappointing, because I've seen pictures of two of the different Indiana Jones figures from that range, and they're really bad sculpt. I really don't understand why he looks so bad, other than it could just be that the licensing for his image, maybe, I don't know, or it could just be because they can't be bothered. But you think of all the figures they would not mess up in this range, it would be the Indiana Jones one. But what do I know? But this is him. This is a close-up view of him, And it actually looks quite good. Oh, his head's just come off. I guess he's just lost his head in a crisis. I'm assuming it just like, goes back on like that. No, it must snap on, Of course, the other head we have for him, because he came with two heads, is this one, the iconic melting face scene. That's quite good actually, the way they've done that. I don't think the camera's catching it up proper. That's maybe a little bit better. And of course you must just snap on somehow. It's not actually going on. Let's trying to get his head on here. It's not the easiest to put on, really. I don't think he's on there properly, really. No, it's not. We have his head on. I've managed to put his head on there. And that's pretty good, that. I quite like the melty face effect. And of course you also, I'll put the figure down for a moment. We also have this hand, which has an image of the headpiece to the Staff of Ra burned into it. Of course we know the scene, don't we? We discussed that a little earlier. So obviously his hand is replaceable. Now he comes with this Luger pistol, which actually fits in his hand really well. That's actually really, his finger goes actually onto the trigger, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I quite like that. He is definitely going on the display. Let's fix his shirt a little bit. He's not the most maneuverable of the figures. I think we have him manoeuvring now, but yeah, he's new, so his limbs are somewhat stiff, as with the knight. You know, his hands are quite maneuverable, and his arms are quite stiff, and of course, you know, the joints there. There's sort of slightly not wanting to bend them too much in case it breaks, but he's a pretty decent figure. I paid, I think it was £14 for him. I think there was a discount on him as well. I think he was supposed to retail at 27, I think, or 25, something like that. But the coat just sort of slides on him, and it's a pretty really decent figure. We'll take some still pictures of that a little later and put it at the end of the video. But as figure wise, he's really good quality figure. Similar to the quality, well, is the same sort of quality as with the Grail Knight. I really like that effect, so I don't actually know whether I'll keep that sort of effect on him or this, maybe with him holding the hand. Maybe. We'll see. But he's a pretty decent figure. The coat is made of like a silicone type of rubber. Pretty good quality for the price. You know, you can't really complain at the price. And of course, like we said earlier, you get 2 pieces of the arc. Of course, now I'm going to have to buy the other figures if I want to complete the arc itself. So, yeah, not overly happy about that. I would like the arc. It would look good on the display. Of course, I'd never have a full-size one because I'd have to be mega rich. But yeah, really good figure. Really decent. If you're interested in the Hasbro range, you may want to check him out. So there we have it, Major Arnold Toht, the unboxing there, as we saw. I do quite like him. My first impressions are pretty good. The main complaint I would have is, of course, like with the other, the articulation of his limbs is not that easy, you know. But of course, you know, over time that would probably ease up. I'd probably have him on display like that. I may take a photo and put him in the display later and put it on the end of the video. But yeah, he's new, so maybe his limbs will loosen up over time. His head was really difficult to put on, but his hat comes off and on quite quickly. But that's my main concern of that, is it could get lost easily. But yeah, for the price, he's definitely value for money. So it would be interesting to see exactly what or which of the figures you need to complete the arc. Probably, obviously, the Indiana Jones. I'd definitely say the Marion, and we'd have to see about the other ones. But it would be interesting to get the arc and have that on display too. But yeah, the Hasbro Major Arnold Toht. If you want part of the collection, you should definitely check him out. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the content, and look out for future videos.